Okay. So again, so we are working on this query. So we want to set this status to completed and payment date to this date. Remember, anytime you want to place the yes. Good question. So you added an like an extra column. That's fine. Like if you like select it and remove it, okay, it removes that column. Okay. One way to do it is this way. And you can also, if you mistakenly added a column and you want to change it, just first select the table from here and then select the column from here. That way you can change it. Okay. Good question. Good. Okay. So I need to add a status again. Again, I can select the table from here. I will select reservations, and from here, I will select status. Please feel free to ask like whenever you have questions. Don't worry, I can answer.
Same file from last time.
Yes, exactly. So that's just the same table that we created, same database we created last session. Great. So we added the like fields that we're going to use. Now we need to add like filter the result. Anytime you want to filter the result, you want to place it in the criteria row. It's the only place you like. It's the place that you put a value, a particle value, not a data point, not a field. So in the criteria row, I will find where is the status. Okay, status and the criteria row, and then I type completed here. Okay, so here completed means a status is equal to completed. This one now filters the results only for the reservations that the status is equal to completed. It doesn't show the equal. You don't have to add the equal. You can type the equal, but you don't have to. It just automatically, when you place it, it just compares whether a status is equal to completed. And the payment date should be equal to this date. So payment date, where should I place it? Because it says and, I need to place all the criteria in the same row. Yeah, in the same row. So payment date in the same row, I will place it in the same row, type 10, 20, 25. Okay. I don't need to add the signs. If once I type the date, I click somewhere else and it automatically adds the signs. Okay, automatically adds the signs. So now it will filter the results, show the reservations for customers for different dates, but only when the payment date is equal to this date and the status is completed. We can see that we place both of them in the same row in the criteria section. Okay, in the criteria section. If we run this, then we will see reservation ID, customer ID, event date, payment method. You can see that the payment date is equal to that exact date, and also the status is completed. So we filtered the results for exactly that specific criteria, and both criteria are true. So that's what we get from here.
Did you put that back in design?
Are we done here, or we need to take one more step?
Save it.
Save it. Also, let's go back to the query. Always remember to check the query after you create the query. Make sure that you created the query correctly. So it says, show reservations that the status and date. In the output table, display reservation ID, customer ID, event date, and payment method. Okay. These are the output tables that should be like in the output table. This is my design. Okay. If I run this, do I have any extra here? Right? I wasn't asked to show payment date and status, but it is being shown here. So that means I haven't completed the query. I need to go back to the query design and I need to unselect these columns so it doesn't show them in the output table. Unselect them, okay? Unselect them so it doesn't show them in the output table. Now we created the query for that question. Okay, the status is completed and payment date is equal to this date. Any question? Yes. How do we make sure the query is correct? So I was saying that read the query and also check the output table, because always in the query I will tell you what you need to show. So I need to like in the output table I need to see reservation ID, customer ID, event date, and payment method, right? So when I like if I had this, when I was running them, I was seeing them, but also I was seeing the columns that I wasn't asked to show. Okay, so these are extra, and that means like I don't need to show them, or I shouldn't show them. If the query doesn't ask me, that means I shouldn't show them. So I need to unselect them. A lot of times the query doesn't tell you don't show them. It only tells you what you should show in the output table. And based on that, you need to check whether your output table is similar to what you're asked to show. Okay, good. So I unselect them and I run. Now my output table equal to what I was asked to do. I can save it, query one, and I can close it. Yes. Sure. In the query design view, you can click right on the query here at the tab on the query, click design and save to be able to save the query. Yes.
Save as 35 if we're using the same file.
Yes. Sure. Since I deleted the queries, so I'm starting from query one. If you already have like the queries from last session, just continue saving them. That's better. You want to keep all the queries that we've created so far. Okay, so saving them, and then let's move on to the slide. Okay, so that was our and condition. So we talked about that we can apply an and condition in the criteria section, and it checks both conditions. Now let's talk about or criteria. The or criteria is very similar in the but different in a way that like either one of the condition is true, either conditions. So if the customer, like if the status is completed or the date is equal to that date, show the results. So we can have a less restrictive criteria for filtering the results. We want to do the same query, but this time we want to see actually if we change it to say the status is completed or the payment date is equal to this date. So how that would look like. This time, I will just like, we talked about it last session, how to make a copy of a query. So let's make a copy of that query. I will click right on the query and then click copy to make a copy of it. Okay, click on the query. And then in this section, click right and click on paste to add that query and make a copy of that query. Okay, so I will create a copy. I will name this query to, okay. And then I can open it. This was the query that we created in the previous tab, the previous slide. It asked us to show reservation ID, customer ID, event date, payment method, payment for reservations that the payment date is set to October 20th and a status is completed. Now, this time we want to see that either one of them. So a status is completed or the payment date is set to 20th. what should I change here? So here, we can see that we have a or row, right? So we have a criteria row, we have an or row. We have a criteria row, we have an or row. So I will move one of them. It doesn't matter which one. I will move one of them to the other row. I will remove this from here and I will type it in the other row, completed. Okay, that's the only change I made, and it makes it an or situation. So if you don't if you type the conditions in the same row in the criteria section, it fits as an and condition. If you place them in different rows, one in the criteria row, one in the or row, it treats them as a or situation. It says payment date is 20th or status is completed. So if you place it into two different rows, that's what will happen. It will treat them as a or criteria instead of an and criteria. Okay. So again, before this, we had the complete here, completed in the same row as the other date. This would mean in the criteria, it would mean that both of them should be true. So the status is completed and the date is set to October 20. If I place this in the other row, that this would be an or condition. So a status is completed or the date, payment date is October 20th. This time, if we run, we can see that we see much more records because this is a less restrictive situation, and like we have much more records that fit into these criteria. Any question? Good. Let's save this query as well. Okay. Now, I want to give you time. You're going to work on this query, read it, go through it, and then we'll see. You want to upload a screenshot after you complete it. Upload a screenshot of the query design view. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yes.
Does it matter what the name of the query is? Mine is like 5 and 6 instead of.
No.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So work on this query, upload it, and then we can continue. In the meantime, work for 5 minutes, and then I can come and answer your questions if you have any. For before and after, you can use the greater signs and this sign. Greater sign.
And hash.
So.
Date reservation twice.
Work on this for 5 minutes and as well.
I guess the question is,
I want to make one note. Okay, there are no records. I noticed that there are no records before this date. So if you want to, like, if you see that, just change this 1 to 10 so you can see a few records. We have records before 10, but we don't have any records before 1.
do you want us to change it?
You can change the dates, just make sure that it's coordinated.
What is it into London? No dates.
Yeah. Then dates. Before the October 1st, or after November 2nd, or after. I said there is nothing occurring before. It doesn't say. It's 11, October 11. But it's October 1st. Now we're on. Okay. This is a very toxic conversation.
Well, okay.
That's exactly what I. That's not even.
I know.
You know, I think.
I know, but I think it's a great job. Then it's, you should have a certain thing for the someone.
The only thing I need was results by and then later. So on your yeah, that's more.
Oh, wait.
Okay, everything's checked.
This is the 12%.
Last one. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, so it's right there.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. That's the order. So we will create a new query. Please remember, check the queries like just with the query itself. From one query to another query, so many things change. So don't get confused. We only focus on that particular query. Okay. I'm gonna hit this query, create a new query. Let me add the so I will need to use the customer table because I need first and also reservation. Okay. From customer table, I need name, last name. From the reservations table, reservation ID. Event date. Start time and time. Okay, so I added like the columns that I need and I think I have everything. Now let me just say, apply the filter. So it says either before like 10:1 or after 11:5. So how do I apply that? Under event date, right? So we are filtering the results based on event date. So I will add it under event date. And for before and after, when we do that for dates, we just use the greater or equal in this case. So I type 10. I will use 10 because we have records before 10. Okay, so when you do that, it adds like the signs, and it's an or condition. So are you paying attention? Guys, let's look at here. That's okay. Or after, okay, after 11 5 2025. Okay, so before or after, I use sign and less sign to indicate that, and I place separate row, like one in the criteria row, okay, one in the criteria row, one in the or row, because it says this or the other one. In the query description, it says or, right? So I place them into separate rows, and then everything else should be stay the same. And I think I need to sort them based on event date. So I sorted them.
We add another event date column and put it in the same line of criteria.
That's a great question. Let me remind you one thing. From every field, from every column, you should only have one. You should only have one, okay? Don't get confused about that one. But in the case of the one that you asked, we have another slide just after this. We talk about between or and then we can specify that. And also here, I will show you one other way, and also what you just said can work here as well. First, if I run this, this is what we are getting, like the reservation before that date or after the other date. Okay. Now, one way to do another way to do this, okay, is to show them here and just type or. Okay. Type the or and then place them here. Don't add two columns. Just one column per field. Like anytime we have event date, one of them, just one. And then if you have like conditions like this, either we place them into separate rows or place them here and type or. And will show us the result. Okay. And then let's talk about another, like a statement we'll talk about between that can be used for like also the and condition as well. So that's the case if you have or, so you see two options, either type it this way or place it into separate rows, okay? This was our case. It is slow. While it's working on it, just I want to remind you, everything that we do, it's on the solution tab. You will see in a screenshot of it, just in case you fall behind. If you want to review everything, you can go back to them, but do that session. During the session, don't check them. Let's just work together. Okay, so that was this query. Let's kind of like speed up right so we can cover everything. Next one is the like word, okay? So some of the fields are like their type is a text, guys. Yeah. Okay, so their data type is a text. When you want to like filter the results for a text data type, one way to filter them is using the keyword like. Use the keyword like, and this star, wherever it's placed, indicates something different. So if I type like double quotation B a star, it will filter the results based on any of that field that starts with a B. Starts with a B. Okay. So any field value that starts with a B. If I place them inside two stars, it will check it contains that character, contains that value. And if I place the star before the character, it checks whether it ends with that value, with that character, with that value. Okay. So we use this like double quotation and then a star sign to filter the results. Let's see another query. Okay. So create a query that shows customers reservations whose last name starts with S or they are from Pennsylvania. In the output table, you want to display customer ID, first name, last name, event date, time, and end time. Time, let's try to create a new query. Unless we actually like working on a very similar query, we can copy it. But most cases, we just want to create a new query. I create a new query. I will need customer ID, first name, last name, and event date. So that means I will need a customer table. I will need a reservation table. Okay. Is there anything else? No, that's good. So I will need customer ID. I have customer ID. One quick note. I have customer ID here, and also I have customer ID in the reservation. Which one should I select? If you're selecting the column that like exists in both tables and you have both of them here, choose the one that field is a primary key. Choose the one that the field is a primary key. In this case, customer ID here is a foreign key. Customer ID is a primary key here. I will use that one here, okay? Customer ID from the customers table because customer ID is a primary key there. So I use that. It is better for consistency and, you know. First name, last name, event date, a start and end time. Okay, so I added them. Now, we are looking, like we want to filter the results for anyone, for any customers that their last name starts with S. The last name starts with S, okay? I have them last name starts with S, or they're from Pennsylvania. Do I have the state here? No, I need to add a state here as well. So I need to first add the state to the list of the fields I have. So now I have the state and everyone. Last name starts with S. So I need to type like, the keyword like. Okay, under last name, I type like. Inside double quotation, or you can add the quotation here, type S and then a star. And yes, I think so, yeah. Okay, like, place, quotation, S, star, close the quotation. That means it starts with the S. The last name starts with S because we put the star after the character. Okay, so I place the star after the character. So that will check those last name starts with S. Where should I put the other one, which says, or they are from Pennsylvania? Where should I put it? It's the or condition, right? So I shouldn't put them in the same row. First, I shouldn't put them in the same row, so I will place them in the or row. And then I find the state. Okay, I find the state and place it there. I will place PA. Okay, PA. So either their last name starts with S or they are from the state of Pennsylvania. Yeah. Once we are sure that we kind of like created the query, let's double check it. Okay. So we need to sort it based on event date. So I will sort it based on event date. And then let me double check what I should show in the output table. I should show customer ID, first name, last name, event date. Okay. What do I need? Like, what do I have that shouldn't be shown? A state, right? It didn't ask me to show the state. So I will hide the state. Other than that, the rest of the fields are requested to be shown. Is that correct? Customer ID, first name. Yes. Okay, so I hide the state, but I still use it to filter the results. Then I can run the query. Okay. Yes. it is asking sort the results based on event date ascending. So I choose the ascending, sorry, event date. Yes? Okay. Question. Okay, so I placed them in separate rows, and also for text, for last name, I use like, and then inside quotation S start. It says the last name starts with S. If you were looking for like any other thing, we have two other options, right? Three options. Either it starts with a character or a value, or it contains something, or it ends with something. So where you place this as start, that creates a different result. Okay. And you can see the result. Push. Okay, this between a statement. Between a statement, we can use it to say between a value and another value. Want to use between a statement to filter the results for like looking for the value that is within two specific values. Okay, we can use this between a statement in different cases like the date. So I'm going to use the same query that I had before that we worked on, said before this date or after that date, this time using the between a statement. Since it's very similar, I will just copy and paste that query. So let me find that query. Let me find that query and make a copy of that query. If I can't find it, I will just create it again. Okay. I thought I had it. Should be this one. Okay. There's this one I think I forgot to add the other one, which was it 11 9 2025. Okay. Confusing. Okay, so this was the query that we had before, right? Yeah.
Which query did you take a copy?
This was the one that you actually were working on. So ask you upload work on. Okay. Like query that creates. This was the query that you worked on. Create a query that shows reservation where the event date is before 10:01 or after 11:05. So I made a copy of that query. Okay, so this was the result. This time, the difference is that we want to look for the reservations that are placed within this date. It's like within this period, So we want to use the between a statement. Okay, between a statement. I will remove them and type between. Okay, in the criteria row, I type between, and then I can type value 1, and then again and then value 2. Okay, between 10 2025 and 11 5 2025. Okay, so between this date and the other date, only show the reservations that end date is between these two dates. I click on any other cell and it adds the signs and also updates the result between a statement. Okay, so you just need to type between and value 1 and value 2, and that way you can use this between a statement. And that's like the same query, we just changed it to show the reservations placed actually within that period. and we can see that it's within that period reservations. Okay. Let me go back here and let me know if you have questions.
Should we put October 1st or October 10th?
I put 10. Okay, yes, 10 first. Okay. Good. Question. Okay, good. We have one query. We want to check it. Last one, and like we will do this next session, but we want to talk about a parameter query. So far, we actually put the value itself in the criteria section, but we want to allow create queries that allows the user to enter the value. That's when we use the parameter query. It's simple. Just like wherever we would place the value, instead of placing the value, we will put a text inside brackets. Okay, we would put a text inside the bracket. The user will be prompted to say enter the event date. The user will enter it, and then we will filter the results for that particular value. So that's the difference. This time we will let the user enter a specific value, and that's called parameter query. But let's see it in an example. Create a parameter query that prompts the user to specify reservation purpose and then show the reservations. We want to show reservation ID, customer ID, event date, and status. Let me create a new query. Okay, which table do we need? All of these columns that we need are in the reservation table. So technically we only need the reservation table. I'm gonna add the reservation ID, customer ID, event date, purpose, and a status. Okay, purpose and a status. We have the status in the output, but also we want to specify the purpose by the user. So how do we let the user specify the purpose? In the criteria section, that's where we indicate the criteria to filter the results. Instead of typing an exact value, we type open bracket and say type, for example, type purpose. Okay, and close the bracket. Okay, instead of actually putting a purpose like, hey, what is the purpose of this reservation for a workshop? Workshop by typing up, I type a text to prompt the user to type specify the purpose. So that means this text, whatever you place it inside the bracket, when you run it, the user that text will be shown in the prompt. You see, type purpose, so the user will see that specific text. So if the user, let's say the user types, I'm looking for the reservations that are placed for workshop. Okay, I'm looking for reservations that are placed for workshop. If I type workshop, then I will see only reservations for workshop. This time I'm not entering a value. I'm letting the user to indicate what they're looking for. And how do we do that? When we use brackets and place a prompt text inside brackets and let the user enter it. And also based on the query, we shouldn't show purpose. Okay, we shouldn't show purpose. The output table doesn't have purpose, so I will hide purpose from the output table. Okay, I will hide the purpose from the output table, and then I run it. I can type anything. I can't remember the other ones, but once you type workshop, it shows you the reservation status, event date, and so on. Great. We'll stop here this session, upload the file, and that should be it for this session. I won't take the attendance on the website. No, next session. We don't have time for it. Upload just one that file, and that should be it for today's session. That is correct.